I'm Pam with PJ's Glass Creations, and it's time to get ready for the holidays. I have a very simple, very quick way of making snowflakes. This one took me maybe 10 minutes total to make, not counting the firing time. And you build it right on the paper, you transport it to the kiln, you fire it, add a little hanger to it, and you have this beautiful snowflake. Let's get started. Making these snowflakes is really easy following this pattern. It's really quick and easy. And to start, you need 5 12-inch strips of glass that are 1/2 inch wide. And you need 6 pieces that are 1/2 by 1/2 inch, so we're going to use this. And then you just need a little scrap of clear that you're going to use to make this hexagon. So since I have this in my hand, let's start with that. And all I do to make that is just use this template. It's clear glass, so it's really easy to see through it, see the lines. And we're going to break this away. So here's our hexagon. And then our strips of glass, I have this cheater sheet. And I am going to cut 6 of this piece here. And to make it easy, I have my pre-cut 1/2 inch strips. I'm going to do 1. And then I need to cut on this diagonal line on each one. So I'm just going to put it on the template. So these are my smaller pieces. I'm going to do the same thing with my larger pieces. Then I have these longer pieces. These do not get a diagonal cut. These are going to be the arms of my snowflake. I think that one's... So here I have all of my pieces. I'm noticing that this is a little off. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be my support piece. It'll tie the whole thing together. Look how quick and easy that was to cut. Now, the next thing we need to do is assemble. And for the assembly, oh, actually, you know what? I forgot about these guys. All right, now we're ready to assemble. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And if you look at my pattern, I have a pattern on Etsy where you can get this pattern here. It actually has a few more details now. I added where to add things, just some wording. But really all you need is this. There's 2 things you can do. For this, what I did was I cut a piece of papyrus paper to 8.5 by 11. I fed it through my printer, and now I have everything pre-printed on here. We are going to build right on this paper. We're going to actually glue it to the paper. Another method that you can use is you can use the template and trace it onto thin fire or papyrus paper. Either way, it works just fine. And the first thing we're going to do is put our, glue on our longer arms. And the longer arms are going to go closer to the middle. And there's a red mark here. We're just going to glue them to make a V shape right where that is. We're gluing it right to the paper. And you might need to finagle it just a little bit to get it all to fit correctly so that all your angles look good. Like this here looks terrible. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Next thing we're going to do are our short little arms. And again, we're gluing them right to the paper. And we need our hexagon in the middle. Your hexagon is going to be on here so that each point points to a line. So that is step one. You're getting all your bottom pieces in. The next step is to lay your arms down. And to do that, you're going to put glue at each point of your hexagon. You're also going to put glue at each V of your arm extensions, or whatever you want to call those. And you are going to put your arm right where that red dot is in the middle. Make sure that it is centered on your black line. And then we need to make a wire hanger for this before we put our tips on. And to do that, I have some 20 gauge high fire wire, and I'm using a Sharpie marker. You can use whatever you have that's round. And I'm just going to make a U shape. Maybe flatten it out a little bit. And I want this fairly long. So maybe about this long. We can always cut it shorter if we need to. I think that'll be good. And that will be on one of my ends of my arms. And we are going to put the tip of each arm, or the colored tip, sorry, at the tip of each arm. And on this one, we're going to make sure that it has the hanger embedded in it. It has to be sandwiched between the clear and the colored piece. And just because I'm showing you, it's going to be difficult. It's normally very easy. I also don't want, see how my tips are showing down here? I don't want my tips showing beyond the bottom of that piece. There we go. So I have my hanger. The rest of the pieces are really easy. You just put a little glue on the tip, slide it in. I am leaving most of the colored part showing, or most of the colored part is not embedded underneath that clear, I guess I should say. And we're done. It took, what, maybe 5 minutes to make a snowflake. They go really quickly. They turn out beautiful. At Christmas time, I have them in my windows. They're all different colored tips, and I hang them at all different heights from fish line, and they turn out just beautiful. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit so I can transport it to my kiln, and we're ready to pop it in the snowflake was in the kiln overnight, and it's now done, ready to hang in the window. Wasn't that such an easy project? It took maybe, what, 10 minutes to make from start to finish, not including the kiln time? If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also look for my other videos on YouTube as well. I'm also on Facebook, PJ's Glass Creations, and you can also find my Etsy shop, pjsglasscreations.etsy.com, which is where you will find the pattern for this wonderful snowflake. Happy holidays. Bye.